Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video I thought it'd be a great idea to do a DC character spotlight on Edward Enigma. Now for those of you who don't know who that is, his alias is Riddler. So he's the DC villain, or Batman's villain I should say, in Gotham City. So he's a master strategist who incorporates riddles into his crimes in Gotham City, and which made him obviously an enemy of the Batman. So this particular character, or let me rephrase that, this particular version of the Riddler is Edward Enigma from Prime Earth. I'm going to be talking about him specifically and be moving on from there, talking about just his origin and what he's done as time's gone on. So this particular version of the Riddler began in 2011. So before he donned on the mask, Enigma was a trusted strategist of Philip Kane, Bruce Wayne's uncle and CEO of Wayne Enterprises. During Wayne's absence, despite Enigma having what was described as a questionable past, when Bruce Wayne returned to Gotham and threatened to uproot all of the shady plans that Enigma had for Wayne Enterprises, Enigma spent the Red Hood gang after the prodigal son, only for the assassination attempt to fail. His position at Wayne Enterprise now compromised, he departed from his endgame for Gotham, giving his boss Philip Kane his resignation in the form of trapping him in his office with a magnet. So having strategically calculated his plans for Gotham, donning the alias Riddler, cut the power throughout the entire city, telling people that they would need to get smart or die. As the lights darkened in Gotham, Riddler kicked off what would later be called Zero Year, working with a vengeful scientist named Carl Huffern. Riddler sat back as Huffern collected all the materials needed to bring the city to its knees. While the other guy's motives were to hurt Wayne Enterprises, Riddler's motives were to make the city of Gotham smarter, to eradicate those that were dumb, that dumbed down the human race. Now, as Batman was distracted by the Doctor, Riddler used his time to further the survival challenge he initiated in Gotham by blowing up the retaining walls around Gotham. The approaching hurricane that the city had been preparing for was now unchallenged, and the streets immediately flooded with water. Using a special chemical developed by Dr. Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy, Riddler hastened the growth of plants throughout the city, now a dark savage jungle under Riddler's thumb. Working with Lieutenant Gordon and Lucius Fox, Batman discovered the Riddler's location after multiple difficult tasks to find his broadcasting spot, tracking him to the Gotham Museum. Finally coming face to face with Riddler, he challenged Batman one last time by demanding him answer 12 riddles. Batman went along for a little bit, afraid that the villain would detonate the weather balloons throughout the city if he did not play along. But he ultimately punched the Riddler in the face before the Mastermind had a chance to ask all his questions. He turned the power back on, and Riddler was defeated. They sent him to Arkham Asylum, thinking he would be too dangerous to be at Blackgate Penitentiary. So while in there, he was in prison for a while, and he actually worked with the GCPD. Whenever they found themselves stumped in an investigation, he would help them out. He did this up until the very time he escaped. He threatened every guard on his way out of his cell by simply reciting names of all their loved ones, hearing about a seemingly inconsistent string of murders committed by Joker. The Riddler visited the clown, telling him he deduced that the Joker had lost the ability to laugh and suggested teaming up to take down Batman, which is what they both needed. Well, Joker didn't find it funny and shot Enigma in the stomach, beginning the events that would later be called the War of the Jokes and the Riddles. So apparently the two of them were at war with each other. Batman chose to, so during this war, both had small armies to fight one another, leaving Batman and the rest of the city caught in the middle. For weeks, the two sides fought, and Batman was unable to contain the casualties by both armies. Bat was forced to align himself to one side in order to first defeat the other. Batman chose to work with the Riddler, despite Nigma having murdered Kite Man's young son in a power play in order to track down the Joker and finally end the war. In a final confrontation with the Clown, after the Batman betrayed him, Riddler surrendered and revealed that every move of the war, even Kite Man's involvement, was orchestrated by him as a means to solve the ultimate riddle: how to make the Joker laugh again. In the end, the two criminals were both arrested and sent to Arkham Asylum. So that's pretty much the main part of what he has done in these past few years. He's done other stuff as well, but those were the main parts. So let's go on and talk about the Riddler's abilities. So he has a genius-level intellect. He's a tactical analysis, computer hacking, escapeologist, which is basically just somebody who knows how to escape anything. He has great investigation skills, leadership, mechanical engineering, gadgetry, deception, demolitions, electrical engineering, computer operations, surveillance, pedagogy, mechanical adaptitude, thievery, tracking, driving, swimming, leadership, again, was in there twice, in hand-to-hand combat, but at the basic level. So these are all helps him be able to make the riddles that he creates to try to dupe Batman. Now, one of his biggest weaknesses is mental illness. Because he is so infatuated with the idea of having a riddle and stumping Batman that he causes himself to get pretty much beat up all the time. Due to the fact that he gets really irritated when somebody solves his riddles, which is all the time with Batman. And his weapon is his Riddler staff, which he uses for technological capabilities and also just a blunt object. So overall, that is the Riddler. I wanted to do a character spotlight on him, mostly to do with the fact that he has been a big spotlight recently. Obviously, Jim Carrey played him first, but now we have the new guy playing him in the new movie with Robert Pattinson as Batman. So definitely thought it would be a good idea to have this as the character spotlight. But let me know in the comments how you feel about this. Do you agree with me? Do you think I should have talked about a different Riddler? Or do you think I should talk about a different character altogether? Please let me know in the comments below. As always, because this is my third 30-day challenge, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great day.